Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Check. Okay, I guess I'm the only one that's checking for sound.
What you mean? You're the only one that can. There you go.
No, I'm not. I said check. I didn't get a green bubble. There we go.
What was the story? I'm sorry.
In a rare and dramatic escalation, the U.S. Department of Justice has opened up a criminal investigation into federal chair reserve Jerome Powell, where prosecutors are examining whether or not Powell misled Congress about the Fed's multi-billion-dollar headquarters renovations.
Right. Like I was saying, yeah, we'll be talking about this a little bit more here in a few moments. It's I mean, Trump's trying his best to take over every level of the government, man. And I just don't understand it. You know, we all of these things are supposed to be separate, man. This is what the Constitution has stated over and over and over. No one messes with the damn feds. But this guy, you know, Trump thinks he knows more than everyone. He knows everyone's job better than them. So he thinks that, you know, he can bully this guy. And the thing is, I don't understand is, you know, he's planned to do this for a long time, because you remember the video when they were discussing this thing about the building. Trump tried to say that there was some money that was unallocated for, that wasn't allocated for, and Powell looked at him and was like, "What are you talking about?" That was him trying to build the case then. Powell told him, "Nah, man, that's not what's going on." Woo, woo, woo. He's like, "Yeah, you doing some frauds." Like the Republicans don't even believe it. No one believes it. But you know, when you're above the law, you just do what you want to. And when you have a FBI and a DOJ that are just listening to whatever you say and telling them what. This is the reason why the Constitution was put in the way it was, to make sure that these things are separate. That a president doesn't use his power to go after people with the DOJ. That the president doesn't use the FBI and his own to go after people that he doesn't like. But this guy is doing everything he can to make sure that the Constitution doesn't fucking apply to him. So it's insane, man. But you know, this is what's going on. And like I said, we'll go into it a little bit more later.
For sure. Also this week, Trump reignited a controversy with comments suggesting that civil rights laws resulted in white people being treated very badly, framing it as, you know, reverse discrimination.
Oh man, oh man. You know, and a lot of people say shit like they're two heads of the same snake and all that stupid shit they be saying. But it's only one party that's going around saying, "Oh, whoa, white people. It's so hard to be white." JD Vance just said a couple weeks ago that you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. Donald Trump, civil rights made it hard for white people. Like, why are y'all still in the lead? Why do y'all still have the most wealth? Why do y'all still have the richest people in the world? I don't understand how these things correlate. On average, y'all still, I mean, the Asian people have more wealth, but they're a smaller population. Y'all the majority. You have everything. Most people in Congress, especially on the Republican side, is white. I don't understand. Where is the suffering going for them? It's weird as hell to hear this shit. Civil rights made it hard for white people. Ah, goodness, I don't get it, man. So I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me, man. But this is what they're hollering. I mean, and they're pretty consistent on it. They believe that white people have been getting they've been getting racism and reverse racism, they like to say. And man, these are wild times, man. You know, I mean, they are not hiding it anymore on with this term. They are straight up straight up, straight out with the racism. And it's straight up. I mean, we got the vice president saying you don't have to apologize for being white. The president saying it's been hard for white people since civil rights. Just because black people was able to vote and not drinking colored water fountains, that made it hard for you. I mean, what the whew, man, yeah, then this is crazy times, man. And then these are the same people that's going to tell you they're not racist when their leader is spewing the most racist crap I ever seen. But yeah, man, this shit is weird. But
I mean, it is.
I just man, I mean, like I say, man, and then they get mad at the Colin Kaepernicks for taking a knee. For trying to say, man, what's going on against the racism and hate. It's crazy. We taking peacefully take a knee. They still pissed. They don't want to hear none of that shit
at all,
because they think they're the people that's been ostracized.
Right.
They think they're the ones that's being, it's like people say, to give equality seems like oppression to the people who've been the oppressor. To give equality, to give people a equal chance. That's why they hate DEI so much.
They don't feel like they're gonna become the oppressed.
They so scared that it's gonna happen to them because you know why? They know what their people and their parents and their grandparents have done for centuries, and they're so scared to become the minority. Like it's disgusting, man. But this is the country we live in right now, with the leader of the country spewing all this crap.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But moving on.
Yeah.
At least 6 senior leaders in the Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division have resigned, citing internal disputes over the handling of the Renee Good killing by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. The officials have reportedly stepped down after the division declined to pursue an investigation into the shooting, prompting concerns over the administration's transparency and accountability within federal law enforcement.
Yeah, man. They've decided that ICE has immunity. We've heard Stephen Miller. You heard JD Vance. They've all said it several times that these guys have immunity. So they're saying they can do whatever the hell they want to, and they're going to do everything they can to protect them, whatever they do. So that's why ICE is out here acting so crazy, because they're telling them, you guys can do whatever you want to. You have immunity, and if you want to just do whatever you want, and they are. And people are standing up, man. Another office quit because they wanted to go after the lady's wife and go investigate her, and people quit because they're like, what would he? But that's what's going on. They said that the cop he was in the hospital for internal bleeding.
Allegedly.
That's what they say. That's what the government says. So I mean, they're going all in, man, and they're going to do everything, whatever they can, to protect the ICE agents. So somebody else is going to get hurt, man. They're going to hurt somebody else, and it's going to keep going, because, like I said, you're telling these people they can do whatever they want to. Why would they stop? The president, the vice president, everyone's in their corner telling them, hey, do whatever you want. Immunity, immunity, immunity. So they're going to hurt a lot more people, man, and it's just going to get worse. So unfortunately, man, get ready for another Renee Good, because these officers are being let off the leash, and they can do whatever they want to.
Right.
And it's cool that people are standing up and quitting, and a lot of people are doing that across the country, trying to stand up to this administration. But when you have the mindset that the Trump administration has now, which they don't care about the people, anybody that's opposed to them is the enemy. They don't look at them as Americans. They're domestic terrorists. And that's immediately what they call her. So anybody who protests against them, domestic terrorists. They sound like the people from Iran. No
But
different.
Trump said stop killing them, though.
Yeah, he cares about them. But, us, he's sicking his ice on everybody, and they're out here just doing whatever they want to with immunity. So, I don't know, man. I just really know that we're going to have to get ready for more people to lose their lives in the hands of ICE. And we're going to talk about some of the people that has lost their life in the hands of ICE so far, and how many people later on in this episode here today.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Lastly, the Trump administration this week announced that it is terminating the temporary protected status for thousands of Somali nationals that are residing in the U.S., forcing them to self-deport by March 17th, or they'll face forced deportations. Secretary Kristi Noem has said that the conditions in Somalia have improved, even though critics and humanitarian groups are arguing that the country remains unsafe and unstable.
Mm-hmm.
This decision has already sparked legal challenges and protests, especially from advocacy groups who say that it tears the communities apart. This move follows broader immigration policy shifts that have included crackdowns like we've seen in Minnesota and beyond.
Yeah, man, that's the mission right now, man, is to get rid of all the people that they can. That's the mission right now, to put out as many black and brown people as they can. And they're doing it. They are doing it. And a lot of people are happy. They're clapping. They don't care if these people was running from situations, wars and civil wars, and they don't care, man. So it's a tough time for people who came to America looking for the American dream, the dream that's been promised, like I say all the time, on the Statue of Liberty, the words, and we're, these people, they talk about Joe Biden, how he opened it back up and let people back in the country. They hate that shit. They don't want no one in here. But like I keep saying, the consequences, man. We're not having a lot of kids. We're losing population. We're gonna start losing population, and that's not gonna be good for our economy and for us to be the largest economy. We can say, oh, nobody else come here all we want, but we're the ones that's gonna suffer in the long run. So I mean, it's it's on us. We don't want brown and black people and Somali people here. We don't want these people here, and we're hollering all the people we don't want here. We're making it known that we don't want anybody in here, and we hate everyone. And these people on here talking about, oh, she's trying to save America. Yeah, because y'all want to blame brown and black people for all your problems. The victims.
While they hide their faces.
The victims. They're the biggest victims in America, man. You hear them. White men are under attack. The white people, they keep talking about it. They're the ones that's always hollering that the Democrats are always about race. But one time, can you name a Democratic president that says something like the way Trump is talking about white people, or the way J.D. Vance has said things? Never. No Democrat has ever said anything like that. But they always hollering, oh, the Democrats, they're the ones that's racist. Well, dude, I ain't never heard them say no. Oh, you don't have to apologize for being what? Like what? Like, bro, this shit is amazing right now, man. We are facing some crazy shit, man. And we got to stand up and fight, man, against these crazy people. They're kicking out everyone. They just, ever since he said that shit about the Somali people, man, could you imagine being Somali right now and having to go to school? All them little racist Trump kids, Somali people, y'all trash. Just repeating the shit that he's saying. The president calling these people trash.
They going to school bullying their
exactly.
friends.
They taking their cues straight from them. You called the whole community trash, bro. And people look up to you, so you know they don't. And that's why that dude ran to Minnesota and did that little video, because it was something hot and you knew that they was all over the Somali people. That's why he made it, because he knew they the hate for them is going to be thick, and it's still thick. Now he didn't kick them all out the country. All those people that came here on protection status. We do that for countries. We do that for places that's America. We've always been that way. Now they think, like I said, they think the door is supposed to be closed. They thought when Biden was going to get in office, he was going to keep the same Trump policies of not letting any immigrants come in here. They losing their minds. Why is he letting all these immigrants in? Like, we haven't been doing that for like 200-300 years. Like, what are y'all talking about? But it was supposed to stop after Trump. No one else was supposed to be able to come in ever again. Like, what the fuck? Whew. But like I said, man, let me go ahead and start here tonight, man. Tonight is not a light show. Tonight is a necessary one. We're talking about power, who has it, how it's being used, and what happens when institutions that are supposed to be independent or humane are put under political pressure.
So let's go ahead and start at the top with something that the United States has never seen in modern history. A setting initiating a criminal probe into the Federal Reserve chair, widely viewed as retaliation over a monetary policy. And that alone should stop anyone in their tracks.
Yeah, man, it's insane. But, the guys who always kept the Constitution in their pocket don't care about the Constitution right now. The guys who's always talking about don't tread on me and all this shit that they be talking, it's all nonsense. They're letting this guy just trample all over the Constitution. And as long as it's their guy, then it's cool, right? If this was a Democrat that was trampling and shitting, wiping his ass with the Constitution, they would have a problem. They would be all up in arms.
Oh, they would have been impeached within the first 60 days.
They yelling and screaming. But because while political power struggles to play out in headlines, there's another story unfolding. One with real bodies, real names, and real consequences. Deaths in ICE custody. Fatal enforcement encounters. This is disgusting what's going on with ICE right now. We have families left asking questions with no clear answers. People coming up missing.
Yep. But in this episode, it's about precedent. It's about the people. And what happens when accountability erodes, whether it's in financial policy, immigration enforcement, or whether it's just blankly Trump's administration. Mm-hmm. We're going to go ahead and go slow for you so you can understand how we break this down for you. We're going to name what can be named and who can be named. And we're going to tell the truth carefully, clearly, and without flinching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, this is Habari Live. Like always, this is news our way. And it starts right now, man, holding people accountable. But make sure you hit the subscribe and follow button, man, for us, man. We're trying to build something here, man, that holds accountability to powers. Something that makes sure that those who have a lot of power and a lot of money, we hold them accountable for what they do. And that's what we're trying to build here. So today on Habari Live Wednesday, man, like I said, we want to go into the unprecedented pressure that Trump has done to the Fed and to criminalize the Federal Reserve, and some of the things that he's doing right now to put pressure on them, to make them bend to his will. I mean, that's all it's about with Trump, is to make people bend to his will, and it's just crazy. But this has never happened before, man. In modern American history, we've never seen this. A sitting president has opened a criminal investigation into a Federal Reserve chair. not for corruption tied to markets, not for bribery, for allegedly over a building renovation. Like he gives a fuck.
While he
Dude
spends
losing his
millions on a ballroom.
right, but that's fine. He spent all his money he want to on a ballroom. Didn't get the okay from the people that he was supposed to get okay from. Doing whatever he wants. But this guy, Powell is trying to steal from a building renovation. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest shit ever. But what critics are calling a pretext, what supporters are calling accountability, because they believe whatever he says. And what economists warns could shake up the global financial system. This isn't just about interest rates. This is about power, independence, and precedent. It's disgusting stuff, and Trump is again at the forefront of something that's unconstitutional.
Right. Exactly. So let's go ahead and set the context. We're going to be very clear with you here today about the history. No president has ever fired a Federal Reserve chair for policy reasons. Not Reagan, not Nixon, not even Obama. The Federal Reserve is designed to be an independent agency, insulated from the political pressure, so that presidents cannot manipulate the economy for their short-term gain.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy to see the Republicans talk about law and order. Y'all can drop it. Your president is a felon. So you can stop saying nobody's above the law because you have put him all the way above the law. We all know he's in the Epstein files. He's hiding the Epstein files. He won't release them. Like, bro, y'all can drop the, nobody's above the law stuff. Just stop it. Quit it. You are behind criminals. You're with criminals. Y'all pardoned 1 million criminals that ran up in the and tried on January 6th. Y'all okay with criminals? You're criminal. You're okay with it. Look at all the people that committed fraud that this dude pardoned on day one. And you want to sit around and act like y'all care about fraud and care about criminals? Man, stop it. You don't care. You just want to get the other side, get the libs. That's all. And that's all y'all about.
He's filling the swamp, not draining.
He is the swamp. He is the fucking swamp. He's using cryptocurrency to take in all type money he shouldn't be taking in. He's taking in bribes. His sons are meeting with motherfucking politicians around the world. They're making deals every single day. This dude is selling the option to come to Washington every day and putting it in his pocket. The dude was talking about suing the DOJ and putting $250 million in his pocket. And y'all talking about he ain't making no money.
Taking your taxpaying dollars and putting it in his pocket.
This dude is a crook. The closest thing we ever seen to this goes all the way back to 1951, man. Federal Reserve Chairman Thomas McCabe resigned under pressure from President Harry Truman at the time during a clash over interest rates and government debt. The fight led to a Treasury-Fed accord which expanded Fed independence, not weakened it. And even then, there were no criminal charges. None.
Not one?
No criminal charges.
So why is this moment any different? Let's go ahead and fast forward to today, where for the first time ever, the Department of Justice has opened up a criminal probe into a federal chair, Jerome Powell. The stated reason? A $2.5 billion renovation for the historic Federal Reserve buildings. Powell testified before Congress about the project, and he said that the investigation is political retaliation. It's not law enforcement. And here's the key quote from Powell himself. The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of a sitting president.
Yeah, man. That's an extraordinary statement from someone known for carefully measured language. That's a person who doesn't really, he's a really even-keeled guy who was put into office by President Trump. The problem is that Powell is not bending the knee to him. Powell is not making decisions by what Trump wants him to. So if he's not doing what Trump wants him to, when he says, I want you to do this, jump, when I say jump, he doesn't like you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need you around anymore because you're not doing, even though Powell's saying, hey, we're looking at the numbers, we're looking at statistics, we do not need to lower the percentage. We don't need to lower it right now. But Trump, he thinks he do what the hell he wants to. He can pressure the dude to lower it whatever he wants. The president never says these things. He never pressures the Fed chair. And it's ridiculous. But, Trump has, he has a way to make all his people start hating someone just because he said so. The guy doesn't have to do anything. Oh, well, I think that a percentage rate needs to go down. It's bull. This doesn't happen in a vacuum, man. President Donald Trump has repeatedly demanded that the Fed slash interest rates. Powell has refused, citing inflation risk and an economic instability. He said it all of the whole time. Nah, man, this is not what we need right now. But Donald Trump thinks Mr. Bankruptcy thinks he knows better. The guy who is bankrupt, given all the money, given a head start, and still bankrupt, thinks he knows better than the Fed chair. An economist who has went to school for financials. But hey, Donald Bankruptcy Trump knows more. Now suddenly a criminal statute is in play. Since he's been saying for months and months, I want him out of there. I want him out of there. I wish I can fire him. I wish I can fire him. So now he goes the legal way and tries to get him put in jail. Like this guy is trying to steal money from a building fund. Legal experts say this would be nearly impossible to prove because intent matters in criminal law, which is why even Republican lawmakers are pushing back on this. Mm-hmm. Even Republicans are saying that he's going too far. A rare GOP rebuke of Trump.
Mm. This is the part people need to pay attention to. Close attention. Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis, who sits on the Senate Banking Committee, said that she was very surprised by this probe. Mm. Her words mattered. She said, I haven't seen the type of intent that would warrant use of a criminal statute. And Senator Dave McCormick, a Trump ally, even took it a step further and said, I believe strongly in an independent Federal Reserve. The proper place to fix this is through congressional oversight. I do not think Chairman Powell is guilty of any criminal activity. That's not normal party behavior, if you ask me.
Not right now, not in these times. Not in these days of Donald Trump bootlicking, where Congress doesn't even have a brain. They just follow whatever Donald Trump says. To see one of them finally speaking up as this guy wrecks shop over the Constitution, tries his best to fire a Fed chair, brings up criminal charges because he has a Sesame Street DOJ that just does whatever he say do. I mean, these guys are just ridiculous. They have no brains. The House, Congress, they haven't done anything all year. Like nothing. These guys are doing nothing. But, these are the real issues that we're facing. If a president can criminally investigate a Fed chair over disagreements about interest rates, then this guy can just do whatever the fuck he wants to. But the thing that Republicans forget is that this guy is not going to be the president forever. And as he breaks the constitutional norms and you guys are just looking the other way saying it's okay, it's going to be really hard if another president comes in and start doing these same things for you guys to even say anything.
Oh, if they do,
you can't fix your mouth to be like, oh, he can't do that. After you spent years saying it was okay
for the other person
for Trump to do whatever the fuck he wants to. So when another president comes in and starts doing all the things that Trump has been doing, I don't want to hear a word from you. When it comes in and a Democrat comes in and he has an ICE that's going on and rounding up all these Trump voters, putting them in jail. Can't say anything because y'all was okay with rounding everybody else up and putting them in jail. Okay. Future presidents can threaten prosecution anytime the Fed won't play along. We can do this, right? This the way it's going to be? The Constitution doesn't mean anything? A Democrat can come in and turn monetary policy into political weapons? Markets react to all this bullshit. Investors react to all the bullshit. Other countries react to that. But what are we doing? This isn't just a domestic fight. It's a global stability risk, a risk that Trump is willing to take for him to act like he's fucking right, like always, because he got all these bootlickers to sit around and tell him he's right all the time. No one has the balls to say, Trump, you're wrong. See, in his first administration, there were people who were telling him he was wrong, that were doing things to try to stop him from going as crazy as this time. But this time, when he came in, he made sure he was going to get a whole bunch of yes men. Mm-hmm. No one with a backbone, no one with a spine, and they're going to all just say okay to whatever he says.
Yep.
So now he's just doing whatever he wants.
Yep.
And it's crazy.
Yep. So the question becomes, is this about the renovation costs?
Fuck no.
Probably not. Or is this just about punishing independence? And if we normalize it now, what happens when the next time a Fed chair tells the president no?
Right.
Have you thought about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So let's read a comment here. If Trump was guilty of half of the stuff he had been charged with, he could run. So name a Democrat that has 34 felonies. Just name one. Go ahead, post it in the comment section. What's that Democrat name that's 34 felonies? What's his name? Who was it? Who is it? No one. Y'all just be talking, boy. No one. No Democrat is a fucking criminal. Only your president. And he has been found guilty 34 times. And they're saying, oh, if he's found guilty of half the stuff, he has been found guilty. And y'all don't care. So crime doesn't mean anything. You can stop saying y'all the law and order party. Y'all the crime and disorder party. That's what you are. Crime and disorder. Whether you agree with Jerome Powell or not, you don't have to agree with him with his view on interest rates. Whether you think interest rates should be lower or higher, it doesn't matter. This moment matters, man. Because once you criminalize independence, you don't just change policy. You change the system. Name one, Logan. Name a Democrat that's a criminal, that's running for office. Please name one. I would just give me one. Just name one. I mean, that's all you have to do. That's why we're watching this closely. That's why we're breaking it down. And that's why we're bringing this to you. And Habari is going to stay on it, man. News our way, like always. So in part 2 of this, man, when enforcement turns deadly, deaths in ICE custody and use of force, man, has been ridiculous. It's been pretty bad, man. It's ICE is horrible right now. And for all you people that love it and you're celebrating, you're inhumane. You're just a horrible person.
He gonna name a Democrat donor. Someone who's never ran for an office ever. Who's never held an office ever.
No, that ain't gonna work.
That's not the answer we're looking for.
Go ahead, show that. Thank you, taking notes. The maggots just want absolutism and total, yep. Dynamically, society gives them anxiety and they need daddy figure to make them. Right, man. I have to agree, brother. I have to agree. It's I don't understand. They always pointing the finger and calling other people's communists, but they are definitely down with a lot of communistic shit. It's crazy. So part 2 here, man. This part it's gonna get a little tough, but we have to do it. In part 1, we talked about the unprecedented political pressure on the Fed, including the idea of using criminal investigations as leverage. You know, it's just crazy. But now we're going to pivot into something else that has been unprecedented in the scale and urgency, the human cost. This immigration crackdown, deaths in ICE custody, and fatal encounters involving immigration agents. It's been crazy, man.
And before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and be very careful with our language here. We're not doing rumors. We're not doing viral misinformation. We're going to stick to the documented reporting. And we're going to name what we can name just for you to understand.
Yeah, man. The core facts is and what we know so far. And we're going into, we did a little research and went into what happened last year and so far this year. But here's what we know from major reporting from 2025. The Guardian reports that 32 people died in ICE custody, making it ICE's deadliest year in more than 2 decades. Early 2026, Reuters reports 4 additional in-custody deaths in the first 10 days of 2026, based on ICE press releases. And separately, investigations and data reporting show immigration agents have been involved in a rising number of shooting and use of force incidents, with 4 deaths total since the crackdown ramped up. Though not all victims' names are consistently public in every case, they do like to hide a lot of information. But 32 people is disgusting.
Those are not.
I said the Guardian.
Numbers.
The Guardian
are not politics. That's people. Those are families. Those are communities. Your neighbors.
Right. So why this list matters, man. There's a reason we're doing this the way we're doing it. Because when government violence becomes routine, the first thing society loses is the names of the people. They turned into detainees or suspects or illegal case numbers or just domestic terrorists, because that's what Trump wants to call anyone that protests against him. And the second the names disappear, accountability disappears with them.
Yep. So tonight we're doing something very simple, but yet very necessary. We're going to read the names that are documented, and we're going to say where they died. And we're also going to say what the reporting says has happened since then.
Yeah, man, this the 2025 deaths in ICE custody documented list. It's pretty ridiculous, man. 2025, like I said, from the Guardian, 32 deaths in ICE custody. 32. And this is according to their reporting and timeline. These are the 32 people who died in ICE custody in 2025 and where they died. In January, we have Janry Ruiz Guin, 29 died at a hospital in Hialeah, Florida. Second, we have Surwit. I'm just going to turn their names up. Gazawin Dejin, who was 45, died at a hospital in Phoenix, Arizona here. In February, we had Maxim Kerniak, 44, died at a hospital in Miami, Florida. We had Juan Alexis Tenio Martez, 44, died in a hospital in San Juan, Puerto Rico. In April, we had Brian Garzan Ray, 27, died at a Phelps County Jail in Rolla, Missouri. We had 9 Ngak Nguyen, 55, died at a hospital in El Paso, Texas. We have Marine Angie Belays, 44, died at a Boward Transitional Center in Pompano Beach, Florida. In May, we had Abelardo Delgado, 68, died during a transport in Georgia. Like, this is horrible, man. In June, we had Jesus Molina Villa, 45, died at a Stewart Detention Center in Lumpkin, Georgia. We got Johnny Novello, 49, died at a federal detention center in Miami, Florida. Now, number 11 is Cedro Perez. Now, this is, no order or anything, but I just wanted to say these people names to you people for you can understand that there are people that are actually dying. That's names and that people cared about behind this shit. Cedro Perez, 75, died at a hospital in Florida. Number 12, Tien Juan Fan, 55, died at a hospital in Live Oak, Texas. Chang Fing G, 32, died in ICE custody in Pennsylvania. Lorenzo Antonio Betrez Vargas, 32, died after a detention at Central Arizona Florence Correctional Complex in Arizona. That's 2 in Arizona. Oscar Rascon Duarte, 58, died at a long-term medical facility while in ICE custody in the Arizona area, reporting in the timeline. Also, another Arizona. Santos Benigos Reyes, 42, died at Nassau County Correctional Center in New York. Ismail Ayala Uribe, 39, died after falling ill connected to a Adelanto Detention Center in California.
Norland Guzman Fuentes, 37, killed when a gunman opened fire at an ICE field office where he was being detained. Miguel Angel Garcia Medina, 31, killed outside an ICE facility in Dallas, Texas, later died of his wounds. Hao Bingji died at El Centro Regional Medical Center in Calexico, California. In October, we had Leo Cruz Silva, who was 34 years old, died while detained by ICE at St. Genevieve County Jail in Missouri. Hassan Ali Saleh, 67, died after being detained at Chrome in Florida. Jose Rivera, 25, was killed after fleeing ICE agents struck in traffic in Virginia. Gabriel Garcia Alves, 54, died about a week after his detention, which was tied to immigration agents in Southern California. Kai Wen Wong died at a hospital in San Antonio, Texas. And in December, we got Francisco Andreas, who died, who was 48 years old. He died at a hospital in El Paso, Texas, after detention tied to a camp in East Montana. Fort Bliss reports.
27th person, Pete Sumala Montejo, 72, died at the Valley Baptist Medical Center in Harlingen, Texas. Number 28, Shariz Fatila Sawanchi, 48, died at a hospital in Fort Worth, Texas. Number 29, Jane Wilson Brutus, 41, died at Delaney Hall, Newark, New Jersey. Number 30, Fawad Saeed Abdullah Kadir, 46, died in the ICE custody at a Moshanan Valley in Pennsylvania. Number 31, Delvin Francisco Rodriguez, 39, died after detention at Adams County Correctional Center in New Orleans. Lastly and not least, because these names and these people's lives mean something. And I don't want to demean their lives or anything that their struggle to do the reasons why they came here to get a better life. But ICE led them to this. Ninko Stanvan Ganchivez, 56, died at North Lake Processing Center, Baldwin, Michigan. Now, I know I messed up some of those names, but I just wanted to make sure that their names were heard.
That is what 32 people look like. That's not a statistic. That's a whole timeline of loss. That is 32 families, 32 communities having to grieve, having to mourn the loss of a loved one. Just for y'all to say you don't care.
Mm-hmm. And then, that's just 2025. That's not even talking about what's happened so far this year. As we get into 2026, and it starts the same way. Reuters reports 4 migrants died in ICE custody between January 3rd and January 9th, 2026. Those names reported were Gerardo Lunes Campos, 55, died January 3rd at Camp East Montana, Fort Bliss, Texas. Luis Gustavo, 42, died January 5th at a hospital in the Houston area. Luis Cruz, 68, died January 6th at a hospital in Indio, California. And Per AILA, 46, died January 9th after severe drug withdrawal symptoms at the federal detention center in Philadelphia. That's 4 deaths in 10 days, 13 days, 14 days so far. And that alone should be a 5-alarm fire for everyone and for oversight. But they won't let any Democrats or any congressmen, any senators in the buildings to even have oversight over what ICE is doing. And it's just disgusting, man. So many people have died by the hands of ICE. And the rising use of force, and we see all the videos all the time. This is disgusting, man. Now let's just talk about the phrase people keep using, died by ICE hands, because that's what's going on today. That typically means death by the happen during enforcement actions, traffic stops, raids, protests, confrontations, whatever. We all know the most public case, the one with Renee Koch that happened with her 37-year-old mother shot, and everyone's saying, hey, it's okay that she was shot. It's all right. That's what we're trying to do. That's the way, that's ace. The officer had internal bleeding. He can shoot whoever he wants to. If you bump into an officer, you trying to, we all see she was trying to drive around the dude. He's walking around a car. They're trying to detain American citizens when they're supposed to be going after immigrants, criminals at that. But, Jonathan E. Ross, he says he has, some internal bleeding and things like that. What makes this case even more explosive is the dispute over what actually happened. Federal officials claim she tried to run him over. Multiple reports say video evidence appears to contradict that narrative, but they're running with it anyway. And it looks like she was trying to flee or to get away or to turn her car to the right. The larger point is the trend line. The trace identified 16 incidents where immigration agents opened fire during the crackdown, using gun violence. Archived data and media reports from The Guardian summarizes that reporting and notes these incidents have resulted in 4 deaths and 7 injuries, with caution that public totals may underestimate reality because federal shooting data isn't consistently public. So when viewers ask us, give me the combined totals, the names and locations, here's the honest answers, man. For in custody deaths, we do have a specific named list from major reporting in 2025 and ICE press release based reporting for early 26. But for every person killed by immigration agents, that's harder because it's not every case is released in a consistent, centralized public record, and names can be from early reporting or scattered across local sources. So, they could be hiding a lot of this information. And that's not us dodging. That's the reality of the transparency from the Trump administration. So, accountability, who watches the watchers, man? It's on you.
For sure. Here's the question that every family is asking every time. If someone dies in government custody, who is held accountable? Who's going to investigate? Who's going to prosecute?
Mm-hmm.
The Guardian's reporting on the Minneapolis case raises the issue of how difficult it can be to hold federal agents criminally accountable, and how oversight of ICE and its use of force can be more limited than local policing oversight.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, man. And especially when you have an administration that promises these guys they have immunity. And they're going to do everything to make sure that no one is held accountable for what they do on the streets. They hurt someone, they kill someone, whatever they do, Trump, Vance, they're all going to stop and protect and block and make sure these guys are never held accountable. Because like I said, they really believe that these guys have immunity. They can do whatever they want to. And that matters because the second you remove consequences, you invite escalation. And when people are detained at record levels, that overcrowding, medical delay, and stress multiplies risk. That's what advocates have been warning about while deaths are steady increasing. It's not good. But so here's what we're going to do, man. We're not going to let this become background noise. We're going to keep on talking about this, man. And I don't care what the Trumpers think. They can cry all they want to. If you support immigration enforcement, that's fine. Debate policy all day. But civil detention is not supposed to be a death sentence. People are not supposed to be dying at the numbers and rates that they are right now. Now, some guy came on here and said, Obama, 56 people. I don't know how many people died under Obama. But at the same time,
They're right.
We have 32 in 1 year. This pace that he's under would shatter that 56. I don't know of no one that got shot in the middle of the streets under Obama, but when you're detaining people, things can happen. But at the numbers that we're seeing Trump on right now, it's unprecedented. Unprecedented. So regardless, you could say, yes, people have died under ICE. That wasn't the point. The point was in 1 year, the numbers that we are seeing, it's going to blow that number out of the water. Obama did deport millions, and Fox reported on it every day, called him the reporter in chief. At that time, they tried to make it a bad thing. Now y'all doing it, and then everybody's clapping. That's what y'all keep bringing up what Obama did. But I do not remember ICE acting like this in the streets. I do not remember things happening this way. I remember them getting it done covertly. They were able to pick up criminals, and no one was mad about that. And still deported more people than Trump. And it's not all this mess and disgusting craziness that's going on in the streets today.
You can't file articles of impeachment against someone who's already declared they're not seeking re-election.
Right.
In an election year.
Man, what does this dude keep on talking about black kids? What are you talking about, bro? Let's look inward at our black kids killing thousands. Yeah. Black kids are killing thousands every day. What the fuck are you talking about? Man, y'all just say anything, dog. I swear, man. I mean, what are you talking about? Why do y'all always want to talk black crime? What the fuck does that have to do with what we're talking about right now? Because I'm black? Y'all are fucking annoying and racist, dude. Fuck. We have nothing to, oh, look, a black guy. Let's talk about black crime. Okay, a white guy. Let's talk about school shootings.
Or the white guy that killed Charlie Kirk.
Let's talk about all the fucking shootings and mass shootings that's done by white people.
The white ICE guy that shot Renee Good.
Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Leave me alone. I'm so sick of y'all racists, bro. Come with some real shit, man. Something that's intelligent. Something that's worth talking about. Let's talk about black crime.
I voted for this proudly.
You
then show
don't
your face
care
on your,
about
on your
black
profile
crime.
Picture.
You don't care about black crime. Why do y'all even bring it up? You're hoping that we kill each other more. So what are you acting like you care for? Does it make you feel better? You just talking out of your neck, man. And it's just really disgusting stuff. Democrats subjugated the electoral college to illegal population boost. Oh my dog. Y'all live y'all whole life through conspiracies, don't you? And then when the conspiracies are open for real, y'all just cower. Like right now, the conspiracy y'all been talking about for years was the Epstein files. Mm-hmm. And since Trump is all over them, y'all don't want nothing to do with it anymore. They trying to bring Clinton in. He's not the president, bro. Trump is. And that's who we want to fucking hear from. We don't care about Bill Clinton. He's done. He's over with.
He will not be in office ever again.
If he did do something and there's something proof that he did it, send him to jail. But the fact that y'all have a conspiracy and you will not stand up and make this guy open the Epstein files. He's steady fucking hiding them. And y'all talking about accountability while looking the other way. Why this guy steady will not release the files. A court has told him to release them. He still won't do it. Like, do what you're supposed to do, man. But he won't. Oh, we have 1 million more files we found. Oh, we're just going to start a new case that we're working on. Like, quit it, man. Oh, my God. If 13% of the country kills 53% of them, makes all the murders, okay. If you say so, bro. Y'all really love that stat, man. I know. But how many of the school shootings are from white people?
Let's talk about that. Much.
Let's talk about that. I mean, for real, dude. It's so dumb. Y'all always want to act like you care about black people and how many they kill.
How many white people are dying from fentanyl
13%
overdoses?
is killing 53%. Like, it's the dumbest shit of the world, man. Shut up. It's the dumbest statistic. I'm so sick of them saying it. It's so dumb.
It is dumb, considering the fact that...
And they're talking about total crime, but they keep on mixing up total crime and murders when it's so stupid. They don't... What are you going to say? Is it total crime or is it murders? Y'all don't even know. Y'all just be talking shit that you done seen other conservatives spew, because y'all all spew the same shit. None of y'all have a brain. All of y'all motherfuckers got hive mind. TDS. That's all y'all do is say the same shit. 13%, 53%.
Democrats created the
fucking
KKK.
Idiots, dog. Y'all are the dumbest group of people, dog. I get so sick of y'all.
You know what? I wish I had Aiden's bingo card to see how many times I would catch bingo sitting here on Wednesday night.
Release the fucking files. Stop trying to use racism to fucking deflect what the fuck what's going on in the real world. Biden had the files. Biden
Bill and Hillary getting charged with contempt of Congress, so Trump should be getting charged with the same thing.
Exactly. Why isn't he going to Congress? He was in just as many pictures as Bill. Why is he being protected?
Don't have to go to
people are not going to hear that Bill Clinton has to pay the price, but Trump gets a pass. Like, dog, I'm so sick of y'all protecting this dude. Fuck, man. Everybody else got to pay the price, but this guy, he gets a pass. Like, fuck. Wrong. We do care about Clinton. Cleaning house always starts at home. Clintons are responsible for giving us Trump. What? So Trump, like I said, Trump is never, even for him becoming president, is somebody else's fault. Like he's never accountable for anything.
Trump
Oh
didn't
my
start the birther
God,
movement.
dog. What
I'm
the
guessing they're
fuck,
going to say
dog?
that too.
Fuck, dog. Annoying, man. Democrats added Hispanic crime to white folks' crime. What? Because most Hispanics, that's the way y'all counted them. Y'all wanted to put them as a European,
right.
as white and / Hispanic.
Y'all accepted them as that.
White non-Hispanic. That bullshit y'all be doing. That's on them. That's on y'all. You could have counted them out they are as Native Americans, because that's what they are. But y'all wanted to count them as like they're Spanish or some shit from Spain. Well, they're not. But that's what y'all put them in. Hispanic, non-white. Like, what the fuck is that shit? Like, it makes no sense. But those numbers don't skew your numbers when it comes to white crime. Stop it. I always got an excuse, man. Yeah, me too. I want the same criticism for everyone. I criticize Biden. I mean, we didn't want him to run. Dude was too fucking old. He looked old. He was looking old. The Republicans was right. Bro, look old.
But Trump is the same age, and they didn't care. He's too old. But your guy is old too.
Trump looks old too. Dude is falling asleep.
Bruised veins.
Yeah, I mean, he looks old too. So I mean, they
could
look
in meetings.
They look the other way for everything. It was when it's Democrats, their eyes are wide open. But when it's their guy, they don't care. I mean, we wish that Biden would have said it earlier that he's not running. He should have gave that girl a fucking whole year. But he didn't. Or they should have had a primary. But Biden didn't tell everybody. He didn't tell everybody in time. I have to say, I disagree with what he did there. Can you ever say you disagree with anything Trump did? No, because you're a bootlicker. Yeah, but we see Trump's dementia. Dude, just today, they asked him about the $2,000 stipends that he was supposed to be giving out. Yeah, did I say that? I don't remember. I didn't say that. Like, he don't even remember the checks that he just said he was going to send out. Reporters asking him, he's like, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did say that. Dementia Don is definitely don't know what the fuck is going on. And I mean, would they?
Yeah, we saw him get flipped off.
I mean, dog, it's hilarious, man. This dude gets no respect, man. He gets no respect. And the guy who got flipped off, his GoFundMe is up to what now?
$530,000.
That man. They got this man here. They got this man.
Then they gave this man $530,000 for telling Trump he was a pedo.
Pedo protector. I got to make that a t-shirt.
You know what? I might just do that.
Trump the pedo protector. Man, because that dude there, man. Oh, my goodness. The president is just...
Yeah, he may have been suspended, but he also got paid.
Yeah. He's suspended, but he's a union worker. He's good. It's going to be hard to fire him. You know what I'm saying? They put him on suspension, but he's still getting paid. And he has a nice GoFundMe.
Yep. 2 of them.
Nice GoFundMe. Everybody wants to have a drink with that guy. Yeah, man. He's getting big money right now. One truth, like our Caesar leaders here, we will bow to time and leave one way or another. Yeah. Another TDS podcast. I swear to God, y'all got to come up with some more stuff to say, man. Don't y'all get tired of saying the same stuff? Goodness. Yeah, we definitely should have way more than 1% of the Epstein files. It's ridiculous. Now they talking about they found more files, more and more files are coming out, but
Ryan, age 2691. Send us your info. We'll get you a shirt.
These Democrats supported change in laws in places like San Fran so adults can dance naked for what? Bro, you got to stop watching Fox News. What the fuck? You think that adults are dancing naked? Bro, the furthest thing that I've seen is trans reading books for kids, and y'all flipped out about that. You really think that they dancing naked and no one is saying anything about this? Oh man, y'all gotta come out of these conspiracy holes. Democrats in the White House tried to make it harder to arrest child rape. Right. While Trump right now is protecting Epstein and all his other buddies that he doesn't want to get in trouble. You hear him? I don't want these guys' lives to get destroyed. Trump said that out of his mouth. And y'all talking about that. He's not like, well, what are you talking about? Like it's open information. This guy has been running around trying to protect the people that's on the Epstein list. Oh man, you're right. The sky is falling, but we still can laugh, man. How is Bill Clinton the most incriminated? When Trump's name is in the actual files. They have he has accusations from another woman that said that he did things to her. We have things saying that we have Epstein and the other Larry Sasser talking about how we have a homeboy in the White House who looks at things and women the way we do. So please tell me how Bill Clinton was more incriminated. Just because you don't know all the information that came out. But I'm sorry, bro. The Republicans want to play politics with this shit. But when you look at the real shit that's going on, he drew the man a girl book, a poem with a girl, a naked lady. They were best friends. None of that shit has came out about Bill Clinton. It's all Donald Trump. That's his homeboy. They hung out together. They're in just as many pictures. Trump in pictures with girls all around him. Like, it's not looking good. And that's the reason why the files are being protected and redacted.
A drag queen ain't nothing but somebody who cross dresses.
Yeah, man, we used to like Bugs Bunny when he did it, but now, now
and
everybody hates it. Now everybody is just pissed off, losing their minds.
Yosemite Sam used to do it.
Man, everybody.
All of them used to do it.
Cross-dressing was hilarious. now we pissed off. Like, hey man, nobody knows who Bubba is for real. The guy who said Epstein's brother said he doesn't know who Bubba is, not the Bubba that we know, supposedly. So we don't know, man, what's real, man, here. But that's what they say. Yeah, they are protecting the files because they're redacting as much as they can, and that's all they're doing is trying to get more time to redact more information. Clinton said release all the files and unredact them all, is what Clinton said. He said he's not playing politics and going to this hearing because all they're doing is playing politics because they're not bringing forth all the people who should be brought forth. They're just playing games. That's why they didn't want anything to do with that. Mm-hmm. When you're playing politics and you're not bringing the people on the right end, if you're going to bring everybody in. Why play politics? Oh, we're going to bring in the Democrats.
But we're not going to touch the Republicans that's on that list.
Exactly. You said advanced cross-dressing. I can see that. You probably did.
I believe it too.
And what you talking about is not redacted. There was like 100 and something pages in a row redacted. It was crazy, just all blacked out, the whole page. They were supposed to release the file with little to no redactions, just to the women who had been in these situations. That's it. But who are they redact? They're trying to protect other people because they know they don't want Trump in there. No Democrat can actually substantiate their support for child abuse. Who? Just what Democrat is protecting child abuse? What are you? Just stop making up shit, man. No one is doing that. Your boy is the one that's trying to redact people off the fucking Epstein list. Thank you. We appreciate you, brother. Ralph Perry, appreciate you. For sure. Hey, man, look, Biden and them said they didn't release the files because they were letting the DOJ do the work that they need to do. They weren't telling the DOJ what to do. They were letting the DOJ be a separate entity like they're supposed to be. The president isn't supposed to use them as their own tool. Now, would it have been smart for them to release the files? Probably so. But they didn't want to play the politics game, man. Both sides are involved. If both sides are involved, right now we have one side that has the power to release all of it, not both. I agree. I think if Clinton did anything wrong, he should be arrested, man. He should go to jail. Should be arrested. There's no excuses. It's just the truth. Biden said that they did not want anything to do with it. And there was no reason for them to push their DOJ. When, like I said, the DOJ is supposed to be a separate entity. There's no excuses. But we're going to get up out of here, man. We're going to leave it there. We appreciate you all, you guys. We appreciate the conversations, even from none of your business. None of your business. We appreciate you, brother. We appreciate everybody who commented. If you like the conversations, please subscribe, man, for we can get up to 10,000. That's our mission right now. We're just starting as a podcast taking off. So help us get to 10,000, man, for we can hold those in power to account. All right. Y'all take it easy, man. We appreciate it. Peace out.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.